Warriors just put a 34-point smackdown on the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's talk about it. What's good, y'all? We back at it with another one. So coming into this game against the Sixers, the Warriors have used 18 different starting lineups, the most in the league. The lack of cohesion with your starting lineup is never a good sign for a team with title aspirations. But with that being said, in this game, the Warriors looked amazing, and they ran Philly off the court. And Steph Curry had himself a game. He had 30 points and 10 assists to go along with 6 rebounds, going 8 for 8 from 3. He didn't miss one. Steph was deep frying the Sixers, and there was nothing they could do about it. At one point in the game, they had Jeff Dowtin guarding Steph Curry. Jeff Dowtin. Come on, bro. This was Steph's 85th career game with 8 or more three-pointers made. By far the most in NBA history, by the way. And another impressive piece of history. Steph Curry has the most 30-point games by a guard after turning 35 in NBA history, passing no other than a GOAT, Michael Jordan. That's quite a feat, man. Who would have thought when Steph Curry came into the league, he would go on to be the greatest point guard of all time. And not just the greatest point guard of all time. One of the greatest scorers this game has ever seen. In the words of Draymond Green, that's absolutely incredible. Hey man, salute to the greatest point guard of all time, Steph Curry.
Draymond, you've seen Steph do a lot of incredible things. Tonight's the most made three-pointers without a miss that he's ever had, 8 for 8. And he's the first player in NBA history to make 8 for 8 threes and 10 assists. What was it like watching him tonight?
It was great, especially B that he barely practiced yesterday. Kind of walk around practice, doing everything with his left hand. We did a conditioning drill, full-court layups at the end, but in conditioning, he did all of them with his left hand, even on the right side. So to see him come out and have the game that he had just kind of sums up Steph.
All right, now let's peep Steph's shot chart from the Philly game. A few of those threes were like 4 feet behind the three-point line. That's just nuts, man.
Maybe Steph's most underrated quality is just his endurance and his incredible fitness level. He's worked so hard over the years. You look at pictures of him from his first few years in the league, and he doesn't even look like the same guy. He's just built up his body, but also worked on his skill throughout, those years where he's learning how to play through fatigue, getting stronger and building more endurance, but maintaining and improving a skill level throughout with people draped all over him. Pretty incredible. So,
yo, is it just me, or is Joel Embiid a tough watch? I've never seen a bigger free throw merchant for a guy his size. Embiid has mastered the art of flopping, initiating contact, and swindling the refs into calling a foul. Y'all remember Prime Harden back on the Rockets? The level of flopping he used to do to get to the free throw line. Imagine that Harden, but in a 7-1 body. That's Joel Embiid, bro. There's been all this talk about the NBA ratings being down. Well, there you have it. Embiid's one of the biggest stars in the league, a former MVP. 99% of the time, he's the biggest, strongest dude on the court, and he's out there flopping. Ain't nobody trying to watch that, bro. Come on, man. But anyways, Paul George definitely regressed. Now, although PG will look better playing next to Steph, I think the Warriors dodged a bullet not trading for him. Or better yet, the Warriors dodged a bullet that the Clippers didn't want to trade him to the Warriors, because they were definitely all in on Paul George. Now Philly's on the hook with Paul George for 4 years, 230 plus M's.
Damn!
Since Christmas, Kuminga's averaging 26.5 points per game, 8.5 rebounds, 3.8 assists on 54, 39, 72% shooting splits while coming off the bench. Hey look, Kuminga definitely figured something out here. The 26.5 points per game on great efficiency is one thing, but the 8.5 rebounds and 4 assists, that's what's really impressive to me. Kuminga had another solid game against Philly with 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. He did a little bit of everything, but the passing is really starting to come along. JK made all the right passes. He looks way more composed with his decision making and way more comfortable reading the defense. Look, Kuminga's already a menace getting downhill and putting pressure on the rim. And when you combine that with his newfound playmaking, bro, Kuminga's a problem, man. This version of Kuminga that can give you an efficient 20 points per game on top of the playmaking, that's way more valuable to this Warriors team than Kuminga that's just looking to score. Kuminga with the playmaking mindset getting downhill, that transforms this Warriors offense, because now you have somebody else besides Steph Curry that can draw the extra defender, get someone open, and make the right play. This is an extremely positive sign for Kuminga's development, and this might be one of the best stretches of his career.
You can just tell he's getting comfortable. He knows now, I'm going to get the ball. I'm going to have my opportunities to score. So now I just don't have to show you that I can score. Because if I pass the ball 4 possessions in a row, the 5th possession, what he's now starting to understand, the 5th possession, I'm still getting the ball back. When I'm on the court, the ball's coming to me. It's just raised his comfort level. And so when that happens, and you feel like, I don't have to make it happen for me to stay in the game or get my minutes, then you just can allow the game to come to you. And for him, he's special. So you allow the game to come to you, you're going to do special things, but even more importantly, then you start making everyone else better off of what you're good at. And I think that's what he's doing. He's driving, he's collapsing defense. And if the finish is there, he's going for it. If not, he's kicking out and finding open shooters. Got Buddy a wide open three. Buddy hadn't seen the ball go through the rim in a while. He got him a wide open three off a great pass on the baseline. And, you know, that's the type of stuff when you become a superstar in this league, which I have zero doubt that he's going to become. Those are the types of things that make guys then want to run through a wall for you. He's learning that, he's picking it up, and, you know, it's really coming together for him.
Although he wants to start, he finally looks at peace with his role off the bench. And as long as he's playing 30-plus minutes and closing most nights, it really shouldn't be a problem. Kurt looks to have cut the rotation down to 9, which he thinks has helped Kuminga's rhythm. Kyle Anderson and Kevon Looney are both out of the rotation, which were the two main guys blocking minutes for JK. But now that they're out of the rotation, his pathway is clear. Now there will be games where they're going to need Looney and they're going to need Kyle Anderson. But for right now, they need to unlock Kuminga more.
I haven't mentioned JK. I think this was his 5th straight great game. Even last game when he didn't shoot well, I loved his rebounding. I loved his effort. I just think Jonathan is continuing to break through and understand exactly, you know, what his role is, what we need from him. He was brilliant again tonight. I also just want to point out, I mean, Kyle and Loon, we're so lucky to have those guys on the team. They're the most professional guys you could ask for as a coach, as a teammate. They're the odd men out right now. The only way it works in the NBA is if the guys who are not playing are supportive of the other guys and accepting of it without being happy about it, but being great teammates. And those guys are amazing. We're lucky to have them. And they're
Dennis Schroder finally had his breakthrough game. He had 15 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and went 3 for 4 from 3, with a plus 17 for the game. This was a positive sign because Dennis Schroder has been struggling as a Warrior. But this was the first game where he generally just looks way more comfortable in offense.
He brings a different mentality, different aggressiveness, what we've needed. You know, I think the last piece is his offense. We need that also. And, you know, he's starting to get more aggressive, which we like. You know, it takes some time to come in the middle of the season and try to find your way, especially on a team that's struggling. I think he's starting to do that. He's starting to figure out where to find his shots. Like I said, he's being more aggressive, but also what he brings to us on the defensive end is huge. The way he gets into the ball for the opposing team, best ball handler. It changes a lot of things for us. So he's starting to come along, and it's great because we need him to be really good for us to be good.
This was just your 8th game with the team, but how do you feel like you've been settling in, looking like you arrived at your best game so far with the Dubs?
The last 10 days, 12 days been tough, and of course I have to adjust to the team, and yeah, it's getting there.
Steve was kind of talking about that adjustment, and offensively, for example, how would you describe the adjustments you need to make to how they play and how that's going?
Yeah, it's different. You know, the last couple of years, what they've been doing has been working, and it's great. And for me, I played with a lot of people in my career, and I always can adjust whatever they ask me, you know, to do. I'm always ready for it, but it's gonna take a little bit of time.
What is the specific things about the way they play, maybe the Steph ecosystem in a lot of ways that's maybe different than your past stop?
Yeah, I mean, hitting the post and then do split action, slipping out, and then the second guy come off screens. I want to shoot a lot of threes. You know, this year I've been shooting a lot of threes, but in my career, I always try to go to the basket. That's probably the biggest adjustment. Playing fast too, getting it out the net, or, you know, after rebound, Draymond pushing it, more Kuminga or Steph, you know, running without the ball or running with the ball. Those 2 things, I think, biggest things.
Golden State probably has the toughest learning curve in the league for any player coming in without a training camp. So it's no surprise it's taken Dennis a 2-week learning curve to start to look comfortable in the offense. Hey, shout out to Moses Moody for staying ready. He shot the hell out of the ball. He had 12 points in 15 minutes, going 4 for 5 on threes. That's one of the main things I can appreciate about Moody, besides the professionalism for his age. Even when he gets erratic playing time, when he comes in, he definitely makes the most of his opportunities. 4 for 5 on threes in 15 minutes. That's what's up, bro. On the other hand, we got Buddy Hield, who's still struggling. He went 1 for 5 from 3 tonight. This is starting to become an extended shooting slump. You would have to think that the law of averages means he's going to catch fire soon. And man, I hope so, because this team is a lot more fun when both his splash buddies are doing their thing. But if he doesn't get it together soon, it might be some DNPs on the horizon for him. But anyways, that's all I got for y'all. If I entertained you or you learned something new, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Also, if you want to support the channel, the best way is to join a membership. It'll go a long way in helping me bring the best product I can to you guys. So if you rockin' with me, that'd be dope if you guys can join. Also, if y'all won't, follow me on Instagram. I'll holler at you on the next one. Peace.